there, people who have access to the internet and who are currently using it to watch this video. My name is Pun Food, or just Pun if you prefer, and last time on Super Mario 3D World, we did World 2 as Luigi, and now we're here in World 3 as Princess Peach. I guess, we can go to the Spritzy house first. I think that makes a bit of sense in my mind. I guess I'm just, thinking, you know, I think I'm still thinking that it's weird that the worlds themselves don't have actual names. But, you know, the levels do. I think that's the weird part. So, I guess let's start off, I think I've definitely gone over that the characters have different abilities in a previous episode. But Peach has the ability to float. Where is it? It's right... Oh my god. It's right here. Peach has the ability to float. Well, I guess I can't show it really well with the propeller box, because it also kind of gives you the ability to float to some extent. But, guess we'll give up the propeller box. We need the green star. Wait, I think this is the... Maybe it's not this block. Is it this block then? Yes! Tanuki suit. And Goomba shoe. There's just a lot of stuff that they throw at you in this level. Like, right off the bat. Also, please, thanks. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I think this is just gonna be, yeah. Oh, it's an extra leaf. Okay, as opposed to like a fire flower. So I think it's still kind of worth it to some extent. Using the Goomba shoe is an easy way to get that green star. And the last green star, well, there's the stamp. So, but the last green star is up here. And it kind of requires that you don't lose your Tanuki suit, but you can also use the propeller box. So, yeah. Anyway, pretty simple first level. But yeah, it definitely throws a lot of new stuff at you. I think it's your first instance of a propeller box, first instance of Tanuki leaf, first instance of Goomba shoe, first instance of ice. It is... I mean, I guess it's good to introduce the stuff before going deeper into the world, but I think the main problem I have with that notion is that I don't think there's a single other ice level in this supposed ice world. Like, that's a ghost house. This is climbing level. I don't remember what this level is exactly, but yeah, I just know it's not ice. Anyway, Princess Peach might be my personal favorite character to play as in this game. Mostly because her float is broken. It basically gives you the Tanuki leaf even when you don't have it. Well, it actually can't float as long as the Tanuki leaf, but, you know, it's still pretty good. Oh, that block I don't think ever ends because it's supposed to bait you into sitting on it and then you get swept away. Anyway, but yeah, I would have totally missed that jump if Peach, those couple of jumps if Peach couldn't float, because, you know, it's just kind of how it works. Okay. It's kind of weird having to get used to 3D World's, catsuit controls when, in Super Mario Maker they're completely different. Okay. That's another case of the float saving me until I messed it up myself. Now we don't have a cat suit, but we'll get one soon. Also Bitey Buds. Have we seen Bitey Buds yet? Like, we saw them in the last level, but have we seen them in, like, World 2 or World 1? Oh, we saw them in World 1. Okay, yeah. Bitey Buds might be my favorite Mario enemy just because they're so colorful and, they're just cute. Then... Oh, and this game, unlike the Wii U version, you don't have to recollect a green star if you die. Meaning that if you collect a green star that's over a pit and then die, it still counts, which I think is a little bit stupid. I don't know. Like, it's one of those, you know, changes made in the Switch port, but definitely feels... and I want to say Princess Peach is the only one that can clear the entirety of that gap in a single jump because of her float. Peach is probably the most broken character in the game, purely because floating is such a powerful ability in a platformer that asks you to, you know, make precise, somewhat precise jumps. You know? Right, you don't want to take that pipe because you miss out on the stamp, theoretically. I think after you take the clear pipe there, you might be able to ground pound through the cloud and still kind of get it, but, yeah. But Peach's float is so great for course correction, and if you ever don't necessarily feel like you're gonna make a jump. I am now worried, though, that I lost my cat suit, and that the goal pole might require me to have one. Well, it does, theoretically. I think it does, theoretically require me to have one. But... get up to full speed. Yeah! The changes they made, specifically that rolling mid-air dive, allowed me to reach that goal pole without the cat suit it would normally require. Which is good, because I didn't want to have to replay the level. And yes, I would have to replay the level, because getting the top of every goal pole is part of 100% completion. Anyway, yeah, that's not a nice level. This is our first ghost house. And now that I think about it, I want to say there's only like 3 ghost houses in the game, maybe 4. But there definitely aren't that many. I think this is one of them. I think there's one in World 6 and one in World 8. Maybe? Am I thinking right? I don't want to... Did I miss... Is there a ghost house in World 5? I don't really think there is. Anyway. This couch moves. And this takes us to the stamp. The ghost house theme is pretty cool. I like how they did the boos in 3D World. They really look like, you know, ghosts, not fully existing on the physical plane. You know, all that jazz that ghosts tend to be associated with. I feel like some of those... I remember some of those blocks turning into coin blocks. Anyway. Yeah, I think 3D World might be my favorite Mario game. I think I've said this multiple times, but I think it's very true. I should not have gotten that Fire Flower. I should have saved my, my leaf. Also, there's a 1-up back here, which you would be able to tell by using the mirror up here. It would show you the 1-up and you could theoretically grab it. This is That's another thing about ghost house levels in this game, and in some other Mario games. There are fake doors and pipes and things. Just fake general stuff. No, this is just coins. It's not star. But I don't know. I think the ghost house theme and ghost houses in general, yep, fake one up, are pretty cool in this game. I wonder if in Wonder they're gonna do a ghost house theme. We definitely saw Boo's in Wonder, but my question is, will we also be seeing a ghost house theme, or will it be just a general haunted theme, or will they just be randomly appearing in castles and fortresses like they did in Mario 3? That's a fun one. It's a pipe, but you don't actually go in the pipe, so you think it's fake for a split moment before the star appears. That's a fun trick. But yeah, I definitely it looked like a haunted forest, but the question is like, was even this fake opal, was it a haunted forest, or was it just like, you know, a normal level that was a bit spooky? I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I do know is ghost houses are pretty cool. I hope they return in Wonder to some extent. You know, sort of misleading levels, whatnot. I think it would be cool. Oh, I had an insane idea. What if in Wonder they made a level where it's all twists, like it's a ghost house, maybe not necessarily a ghost house, but like a ghost level, where the level is all backwards and like there's screen wrapping, and also, you know, stuff falls upward instead of down, and, you know, all this weird stuff happening. And then when you get the Wonder Flower, everything acts with like normal physics, you know, and like stops being so ghostly and spooky. Like, it's like the idea that the Wonder Flower, you know, normally is this cause of like intense, you know, like defiance of reality, and now it's like almost, you know, the opposite. It's returning everything to reality in a level that's otherwise, you know, wacky, and that itself is wacky. Oh, that would be pretty cool. I think that'd be a cool twist on the standard ghost housing, you know, stuff. Also, everyone give a... Are those guys called rammer heads, or are they just called tammer heads? I want to say they were called rammer heads, but maybe they are just hammer heads. I can't remember. Either way, let's get that. I find it interesting that these levels end when you collect every green star. Like, yes, I was gonna collect them all anyway, but it's such an interesting idea of, you know, you have to collect every green star to end the level, as opposed to having a dedicated final star you can get to. I was so worried because it showed, like, the "Do you want to enter Captain Toad?" little sign before I entered the pipe. I was worried it was going to thrust me back into Captain Toad. Anyway, 3-4. This one, I believe, also has a character switch, but I think I lucked out in that it's, well, there's the first green star. This is one of the few 100-second levels, where you have 100 seconds to beat the level, and there are very few ways to increase that time. I know of this level and another level, and I want to say there might be one more. Yep. Luckily, this character switch is already Princess Peach. Which makes me want to reconsider the order I decided to play each character in for this game, because I know there's gonna be at least, you know, 2 other levels, maybe a third. Then I'm gonna have to, you know, switch up what character I'm playing as. But Not this one. Lucked out. Anyway, there's the last star. And I believe this is an infinite coin block to the point that it doesn't run out of coins. As such, I'm not going to spend too long, and you don't want to miss that jump. Well, it's a short level. You can probably make it back there fast. But you never want to miss any top of the flagpole because it counts for your 100% completion, and it's something that I think the top of the flagpole is the most likely reason you'll have to go back and replay a level. Because, like, a stamp and green star are noticeable. Like, oh, I missed a, green star. Or, oh, I'm about to beat the level and I haven't encountered a stamp. Right? And you consciously think about, I need to collect the stamp and green star. But the top of the flagpole happens as you're basically clearing the level. So it's a bit harder to keep track of in that way, This isn't a nice level either. But it is a quick level. They give you 200 seconds for these, mini-boss fights. And they only give, like, why not just go down to 100? You have normal levels that are only 100 seconds, and for mini-bosses, you give them I guess because it's fighting enemies specifically, so it's more confrontational or something, and it's, I don't know. I don't know how it works. Anyway, yeah, it's not a nice level, it's a water level. The one fun thing, though, is 3D World's water levels, I think, are actually bearable, because, well, in 2D Mario, I still think it's very true that, water levels aren't... Oh, hi, Coin Coffer. Well, it's true that in, 2D Mario, water levels feel so sluggish, and like a departure from standard Mario gameplay. In 3D World, I don't really get that same feeling. I think water levels definitely don't play exactly like how above ground levels do, but I think, like, it just feels like you have infinite jumps, because overall, I still feel like I'm moving fairly quickly through the water. And the other thing that helps is you can still jump on top of enemies in water levels in this game. If, they're jump-onable. In that case I use the tail attack, because, positioning yourself to actually do that, it can still be difficult. And that's why Porky Puffers exist. In Mario Maker 2, can Porky Puffers eat you whole like a Cheap Chomp? I don't remember, and, I'd love to have that information. Because I know in this game they can't, but for some reason, I have a memory of, like, in Mario Maker they could. Anyway, I think... Well, that's a fire flower, which I'll take for an underwater level. It's better to have range, I think. It's also a bit worrying how little I've encountered of stars and stamps and stuff. Here's the cannon box. I was wondering where this was in the level. Cannon box is fun. You need it for that pipe. Luckily, I think this is just bonus. Oh, it does have a green star. Okay. So you do need the cannon box, but it's also a gold area, which are usually just coins. I don't know. Maybe I should... I'm really interested to see how common lives will be in Super Mario Wonder. Like, I kind of feel like they'll end up being just as common as in the new Soup series, just because, like, it feels hard to go back on that type of design. And I think a main reason why lives are common in the new Soup series isn't because of the absurd amount of 1-ups, but more so the absurd amount of coins that they use to really make sure you're following a good path. Coins are fun to collect. But we've never seen them have like more than 6 or 7, maybe 20 lives in trailers, so it just makes me curious, you know. A, how common are they, and B, what's the upper limit on the number of lives you can have? And you share lives, which tends to help limit them, if you're playing co-op, but if you're not, like as you can see, I've been sitting at like 160 for a while now, and I eventually need to max out my lives. That sounds like a good off-camera thing. Anyway, here's a, for some reason, completely optional level. Don't really know why they didn't just put this on the main pathway. Actually, before I need the, bell in case of emergency. But this is, I think, one giant Mario Kart reference. You want to take low road here because it actually has the green star. Remember to pull back on some of your jumps, because you'll be going super fast. And getting this coin block is a great way to rack up coins as you go down this slide. I don't think there are any available cat suits later in the level. Also, pro tip, if you don't use the cursor, this can be an incredibly tedious chase, so just use the cursor to hold the rabbit in place and get the rabbit. Anyway, there's the stamp. Now, you either need the raccoon suit plus Luigi, the raccoon suit plus Peach, or a cat suit to get that star there. So make sure you don't take damage to anything else. The cat suit is your best friend when trying to complete levels, because you can almost always guarantee the top of the flagpole. There are some levels where you might want a tanuki suit for jumps, but cat suit's probably your best friend for top of flagpole. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why they made this level optional. Or like, they have had optional levels, but why is it completely off to the side, like a bonus level, as opposed like a Toad, you know, Captain Toad level or Mystery House level? And why does it lead us to this great view of the world in a 1-up? I don't know. Feels like maybe it's a remnant of when they were trying to make the game more interconnected or whatever. You know, or something. It just feels like they had it and they didn't want to remove it, so they just kept it off to the side. Also, here's an autumn-themed level in the Ice World. Like, the Desert World had its first level be the Grassland World did a good job of having its levels either be grass-themed or, like, tangentially, you know, you could see it, like, being there. You know, the Desert World, I think, did an okay job. It had really rolling kills, but I would say Shadow Play Alley, you know, could still theoretically be in the desert. I don't know. Didn't really fit. Not everything fit with desert, but at the very least, it still felt like there was some cohesion there. This world feels all over the place with its level themes. Like, yeah, I'm not expecting every level to be an ice level, especially in, you know, 3D World and 3D Land, where the levels, you know, don't always meet the world theme, but, like, it still seems odd for there to only be one ice-themed level in an ice-themed world, considering, like, you know, what's the point of theming the world to ice instead of just to a general color? Like, they could have just made it generic, like, blue ground. You know? Like, because in case you don't know, the worlds are all colored, kind of according to the Sprixie princess you save. But yeah. What's the point of theming it to ice specifically if there's not going to be a super abundance of ice levels? Also, I feel like that's like the latest we've gotten the first green star. Or maybe I'm just forgetting how much of the level there actually is. It's probably the second one. Because now, I think the problem is I actually die a lot of times in this level whenever I play it. So, the problem is that I'm so used to restarting at the checkpoint that I forget, like, almost all of the first part of the level. Anyway. And one of the reasons that I often die on this level a lot is, this last section where we have to navigate these switchboard platforms and really, I really often have to, I don't know, I wouldn't say, like, concentrate, but, like, there's definitely, okay, this is, like, just tank the damage on that one, because if you step off of, you know what you can probably do, actually? You can probably, actually use the cursor to hold down the forward arrow while you focus on dodging the guy. Anyway, don't mess up the jump to the top of the flagpole, because in all honesty, that last section with the switchboards I often find to struggle with. But yeah. I don't know, I think autumn is a fun theme. I really like autumn-themed things a lot of the time. But this level just, I wouldn't say it gives me trauma, but it's definitely more, like, one of my more frustrating levels, or one of the more frustrating levels in the game, in my opinion. Yeah. I was a bit worried that World 3 was, nope, I forget it's in the map screen. I was a bit worried that World 3 was a bit of a longer world, having 7 levels, a Captain Toad, a boss, you know, compared to, you know, World 2 with 5 and a, you know, boss, and World 1 with 5 and a boss. But, yeah, I still got through this fairly quick, and this might be one of my favorite castles. I guess it's titled Train and not Castle, but like, I like it better than the tank levels. So currently I think this is an, oh wait, no. I need to get, this is an auto scroller still, so I need to get that star. Okay, almost missed it. And eventually that platform there ends, so make sure you're on the train. I believe those guys are called Flopters. 3D World was good at introducing a good chunk of new enemies, but, like, not many of them stuck around. Also, there we go. You can bait the bullet bills into chasing, the Goombas, but also, this is, like, the second appearance of the Mega Mushroom out of, like, 3 in the whole game. Maybe 4. I don't know. It's underutilized, or maybe it shouldn't have been included to begin with. Like, it's not even required for anything here. And if anything, you kind of want to avoid it to some extent, because you need to go down the pipe that you can't go into if you're big. Which saves Captain Toad, and he gives you a green star. Oh, this train, I feel like I've known this, but that train's a bullet bill, versus this train, which is, also that's a hard jump to nail, but this train is Bowser. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay. You don't get... There's no secret entrance to going down the smokestack to get in here. Instead, you just fight Pom Pom. But yeah, they were totally going for Boom Boom and Pom Pom being ninjas. Anyway, this game is Spot the Difference. Pom Pom doesn't even have a shell phase, which if anything makes her a weaker boss than Boom Boom, especially when she has an obvious tell that her shuriken is pink compared to the others that are blue. It's a bit disappointing, to be honest. Either way, yeah, I'd say this is my favorite, end of world level so far. World 1 is still pretty good, I would say. But this level, I think, really delivers. And I think it was used a good chunk in promotional material for the game, and I think that really goes to show that this was a really good level. I mean, I think it was a really good level. I don't really think there's necessarily, a better level right now, or like a better... Well, there are definitely better levels, but for the upcoming worlds, I don't think any of them surpass this level for a bit. Yeah. I still can't get over that it's, like, specifically themed to ice, and yet there's only one ice level. Like, I know the desert level was similar, but you could just argue it was yellow ground, right? You know, this, you can't make any such argument. Like, a little bit stupid. Whatever. I guess it's only been like half an hour. We could totally go through this pipe. And see a dark sky for some reason, and... This reminds me of the airship levels from, You Eat Soup. Well, specifically World 7 or Meringue Cloud's airship. In that, you know, normally the castle's the end of the world, but this time, until you actually walk forward, you know, you don't realize the world continues and has another level. That's a boss fight level. I don't know. It's not bad game design, but, like, if I was doing a blind Let's Play, it would be confusing to be like, where's the last, you know, star that I missed? Well, I guess, actually, this game doesn't tell you you got every star in a world, you know. But, you know, the other thing is it's not even a fun, like, surprise, like, oh, they got us, because you can clearly see it labeled as, like, you know, on the star listings, you know, it showed us 3B when we were standing back, when I opened the, you know, menu back there. So it's not even a surprise if you look at that screen. I don't know. But I just personally don't think it's necessarily, you know, my favorite. Like, I think this is a fun boss fight. Really great use of using the cat. But also, why wasn't this just the boss of World 3? Why not? I mean, it kind of is to some extent, I guess. I guess that would mean that Boom Boom was the boss of World 2, but Histocrat here is the real boss of World 3 compared to Pom Pom. Which, I don't know. Decision is baffling, I guess. Also, I can't use you to get up to him. I mean, I guess I could try. But simple boss fight, jump on his head 3 times, you know the drill. I don't know. It's an okay level. It's a fun boss, but, like, why not just make it the boss of the world, you know? And why make this separate level that's technically a part of World 3 that can make it confusing for people who are trying to end levels or end worlds, you know, based on when they clear a castle. I don't know, whatever. It's a short enough level that it's not too big a deal, but, like, I get it's supposed to surprise you. You think you're going to the next world, but nope. Still got another level in this world, but it's kind of in between worlds, and it's also just, like, again, it makes it hard if you're doing one world per episode. I mean, in my case. Am I back? Am I back? Okay, cool. Accidentally bumped something. I mean, in my case, it's not, too big a deal, you know, for me, because, I still had plenty of time left in the episode, and, you know, it's like I knew about it, you know, but it's whatever. I mean, it just stopped us, you know, from going to World 4, like, immediately, which isn't too big a deal, because I already planned on doing that next time! But for now, my name has been, and will be tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. And it always will be Pun Food. I gotta say, though, I don't know why I'm getting so worked up about this extra level at the end of World 3. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it isn't that catastrophic.